All right, hour number 4 starts right now. It's our final hour of the week. We hope to make it a good one. 615-737-9986 is our telephone number. If you choose to be involved in the show, we invite you to do so on a First Amendment Freestyle Friday. Y'all know what that means, right? Anything on your mind, any subject of your choosing. If we've not covered it over the last week and we should have, give us a call. If we've covered it and you were unable to comment on it at the time that we covered it, give us a call. If there's something on your mind and you want to address that, by all means. Off the wall, the more the better. 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. Speaking of off the wall and on the road, I think I finally came out with a victory. So I hate that for Ken Weaver, not so much for Jackson, but I think I have one nincompoops in the news today. We're doing the final tally of the votes, and we'll let you guys know presently. Once again, 615-737-9986. Why do I believe that line 1 is a violation of rule number 1? You know, we don't have many rules on the radio show. We're one big family, right? And like a family that loves one another, we don't have a lot of rules around here. But rule number 1 is call only once per day. Rule number 2 is don't be boring. Rule number 3 is don't read to me. And if you don't understand rule number 3, go to rule number 2, because reading on the radio is a very boring thing. So there aren't many rules. And for some reason, I feel like line 1 is violating rule number 1. Let's find out. Hello, Mike.
How you doing, Matt?
What's rule number 1, Mike?
I guess I violated the rule.
Hey, the only reason I took your call, I knew this was you. The only reason I took your call is because Jackson told me earlier that you called him after you and I talked earlier today, and you told him that you were going to sue me.
It could be, because a lot of statements were made on the public airwaves against me that you laughed and your doctor laughed, and then you made comments about how you think my so-called physical being is. So,
what?
No.
What are you talking about? Mike, are you drunk?
Go back and listen.
Are you drunk?
What I want to ask you.
Have you been drinking? Have you been? Yes or no?
I want to ask you.
Yes or no?
What I want to ask you,
yes
Matt,
or no?
Are you a libertarian?
Denial. Not
are
just
you a libertarian?
Not just a river in Egypt, Mike. Denial is
are
real.
Are you a libertarian?
Mike, are you drinking?
You pay federal income taxes as a libertarian.
I do pay federal income tax, Mike. A lot of federal income tax because I make a lot of money.
In the federal government.
Of course, libertarians believe in the federal government.
Okay, so you pay taxes that paid for your shoulder, and that's what we talked about in the last, the segment we talked about.
What?
But you're saying as a libertarian, you do not agree with federal movements. In other words, federal agencies going into cities that are trying to, stop crime. Because you're a libertarian. And so what I'm asking is that if you pay federal income taxes, aren't you contradictory to a libertarian?
I feel dumber having this conversation, Mike. I do. I feel like we're all slowly but surely getting dumber in your presence.
Well, I'm just saying, I pay taxes. I'm a conservative. Mm-hmm. I'm a Republican. But you
wait a minute.
You're not.
Mike, you're 72?
I'm 72.
Uh-huh.
And you claim.
Are you still working?
You claim that you're a libertarian.
Are you still working?
No, I'm retired because I saved and I didn't get in debt like most Americans.
Okay, so you're retired. What taxes are you paying? Income taxes?
I paid the highest level of income taxes throughout my working life.
I'm sorry. So you're not paying income taxes. You just said you were paying income taxes.
No, I did not say that. I said I paid income taxes throughout my working life, Matt. Wake up. Listen to what I'm saying.
Well, I'm sorry, Mike.
The top dollar income taxes in my life while I worked.
Mike, how much you bring home at your best? How much you bring home?
How much you bring home, Matt? You bring home according to
couple mil.
If we Google up Matt, Google up your
you can find my net worth online.
Yeah. How much is it?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Are you paying Are you paying federal income taxes?
I am a lot.
Okay, so then why are you against federal? Why are you against Trump? Pay your taxes.
Mike.
You say you pay taxes.
Mike,
right?
I feel like you're having some sort of mental
It's a
episode.
libertarian.
What are you doing here? What is your point here? You're,
As a libertarian,
right.
You're a very wealthy man.
Right.
You're very wealthy.
Right.
As a libertarian.
Right.
So does that mean that you agree to pay federal income tax?
Yes. As a citizen of the United States
All
of
right.
America, I
Then,
sadly, begrudgingly, I pay federal income taxes.
So when the federals come into Memphis and they go to Chicago and they go into Portland, the federal dollars are paying for that. Do you agree with that?
Wait, so yes, I do.
Well, how can you as a libertarian?
How can I agree with you? I wasn't listening to you. I was just trying to get you to stop yelling, honestly. Frankly, I haven't listened to a word you're saying.
And that's the point.
It most certainly is. Does anybody understand what Mike? I don't think Mike knows what a libertarian is. Libertarians are not anarchists, Mike. Libertarians believe in government. We just believe, and I don't speak for the Libertarian Party. I don't belong to the Libertarian Party. I'm a libertarian in ideology and philosophy. I am not I'm not a member of the party, but because I disagree with certain aspects of the Libertarian Party, especially when it comes to foreign policy initiatives. But to your point, as best as I can understand it, you seem to think that libertarians are somewhat anarchists in their approach to government. I'm not an anarchist. I do believe that we should rely more on state government and less on the federal government. And sadly, the federal government has taken over so many aspects of our lives that they have no business entering into, such as, as an example, the Department of Education and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Those are two good examples that are kind of third rails of politics. As it comes to, or as it pertains to the National Guard, I don't know how those pay structures work. I would have to look that up, Mike. I don't presume to know, as you do. But I would obviously assume that the federal government is footing some form of the bill when it comes to the National Guard being in Memphis. But if that cleans up the streets of Memphis, and if that takes Memphis down a peg or two in terms of its crime rate, if that protects the citizenry of that fair city, I mean, Memphis is a once glorious city that has been taken down by crime. We need to do something about it, Mike. And local officials don't seem to be able to or don't want to. And sadly, the DA in that community doesn't seem to want to prosecute crime to the point where you eliminate it or he can't. Well, it's time that a new sheriff might clean that joint up. And that's well worth the money. Chapped Hyde over on the chat on YouTube says, I want to know what the threat to sue Matt was all about. Do you know? I tried to get him to explain why he was trying to threaten to sue me, and you took the call, Jackson. So the only reason I took his call again, because I knew it was him. I just knew it was. It was Mike, and I just knew it. I felt it in my bones. I can smell stupidity like a fart in a car. I mean, I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? So what was he going to sue me about?
I don't know. All he said was, I hope Matt has a really good legal team. And then he hung up.
No. Give me the Mike impression one more time. Go.
I hope Matt has a really good legal team.
That's a pretty good impression of Mike. I do.
That call took so many turns. I don't know where we ended. Did he ever give a reason why he's trying to sue you?
No, I don't. That I disparaged his name about something or another.
He can do it. $140 in a crayon.
Okay. NJ wants to know if we should ban Mike. I'll tell you what. We'll do a quick snap poll on the YouTube chat. Go over to the YouTube chat and tell me. What? What do you know?
I vote no.
You vote no on banning Mike?
That was so entertaining.
I thought it was entertaining, too. Do you think Mike believed me when I told him I made multi-millions?
Yes.
Y'all don't believe me, do you? No, I'd wear nicer pants. Jeff is next up. Jeff, get us out of this frivolity. How are you, buddy?
I'm just coming through Crashville at rush hour. I'm the one who could use a drink, man.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Tell me where you are, and I'll get to you.
I'm at the Old Hickory Dam exit, 92, 65 north.
Oh, man, I get well, look, God bless you. It's probably pretty that gets tight up there. If you're going northbound on 65 and you're at exit 92, that means you're approaching Vietnam veterans and Madison and up there. Yeah, and it just squeezes down, and they're doing all that construction. Oh, you're hosed, Jeff. You're hosed for the next 10 miles.
Thank God they're finally figuring out how to widen the road up past Goodlettsville.
I get it.
That's But no, what I was wanting to talk about was this Palestinian thing. People don't realize it seems to never associate that Hamas is Palestinians. I mean, they're talking about, well, we're going to get rid of all these Hamas fighters and stuff and throw them out of the Palestinian encampment there. And nobody wants them. Nobody's going to take them because, the rest of the Arab world always says, they're just like Saddam Hussein. He was all about the Palestinians, and everything. But he wouldn't have took any of them in if he had to have. Because they're basically troublemakers.
It's one of the issues that we have with the booting of Hamas out of the Gaza area. Where do they go? The Egyptians sure as hell don't want them. The Jordanians don't want them. Syria is an absolute mess. Lebanon, no. Hezbollah, they would immediately get into they would kill them, which, might not be such a bad thing. The Saudi Arabians don't want them. Yeah, so where do they go? I mean, the Muslims in that region know very well what Hamas truly is.
Mm-hmm. I know. And,
I mean, so I don't know where to take them. But you're right on, Jeff. You can say that the Palestinian people were coerced into doing this, but there was a poll soon after October 7th, 2023, when Hamas slaughtered over 1,200 Jewish people. And that poll indicated that like 80% of the Palestinian people agreed with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like somebody saying they're going to war with the Democrats, and everything. Well, the Democrats are still American citizens, so how do you separate them? Basically Hamas is going to say, well, we're going to take off our little black rag uniform or whatever and just going to come back in the population, because they probably don't have any idea who, most of them are.
Well, I don't pretend to know how long this peace will hold, but I'm glad that it's here, and I pray God that it holds for as long as possible. We know that there will be eternal strife in the Middle East, but if we can stop the killing just for a moment or two, if we can stop the killing for a minute or two, for a day or two, for a week or two, for a month or two, then I'm all for it.
And then you got to take the almost 2,000 people. I guess they're going to get released from the prisons, and most of them are probably Hamas as well. So they're going to have to be exiting the country too. So somebody's going to have to take in all these murderers and stuff. They're going to end up somewhere, but it's not going to be in Palestine. So good luck.
Good luck indeed. Great call, Jeff. Thank you. I know it is a frustration. It's a quag, and there are no easy answers over there. But frankly, this president of the United States, unlike previous presidents, I don't think anybody else could have negotiated it. He used every tool at his disposal to try to figure out a peace, and he's managed to get closer than most ever dreamed of. And it is to his credit that he has gotten the world together. This is not just a matter of Israel and Hamas. It's a matter of the Muslim world in the Middle East coming together and agreeing with the premise of the President of the United States, which is quite something. We'll get into the Virginia gubernatorial race, to include the AG's race, in just a moment. You will not believe some of the clips that I have for you from the gubernatorial debate last night. Plus, Angela and Ken coming up. It's 22 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It is the Matt Murphy radio show for at least another 30 minutes or thereabouts. Angela and Ken will get to you momentarily. I want to, real quick, folks, you cannot make this stuff up. Democrats are absolutely lost. How in the world could you vote for someone who will not condemn political child murder fantasy? The Virginia gubernatorial candidate, Abigail Spanberger, wouldn't say whether or not she withdrew her endorsement for Jay Jones. Listen last night during this debate between Winsome Sears and Spanberger as Winsome Sears tries to get her nailed down on it.
I think, as everybody knows, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian before I'm a Republican, and I'm required to forgive people. And it's hard sometimes when somebody has abused you, etc., but it's something you must do, because not to forgive is almost like, as someone said, you drink poison thinking that it's going to affect the other person. And I want to live a decent life, and I don't want to not have peace in my life. And so as I've said before, I would not say that. So that's why I'm wondering why my opponent won't say, beyond it's abhorrent and disgusting, why she won't say it is not okay and that he must leave the race, because Jay Jones advocated the murder, Abigail, the murder of a man, a former speaker, as well as his children who were 2 and 5 years old. You have little girls. What would it take him pulling the trigger? Is that what would do it? And then you would say he needs to get out of the race?
By the way, there's about 20 more seconds of this. I want to make sure that y'all who are listening on radio know this moment, you watching it, is incredibly powerful to me, because Winsome Sears seems genuinely passionate about this issue. And she says, why would you not condemn someone who wished the murder on a 2 and a 5-year-old? And by the way, if you've not seen the text messages, I don't give a damn whether they were private text messages or not. He's like, oh, well, that's what it takes. They're raising little fascists anyway. That's what it takes. You got to kill them so they'll change their position on these things. That's what this guy said. And Democrats will not condemn it. And Winsome Sears is looking at her opponent, Abigail Spanberger. And if you're watching on TV, you can see this happening right now. And she's saying, the murder, Abigail, the murder of a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. You have children. And this Abigail Spanberger won't look at she won't look at her. Like, Winsome Sears is looking at her, appealing to her. And this lady just looking straight forward with these pursed lips on her face, like she just smelled something funny. It's disgusting.
What would it take him pulling the trigger? Is that what would do it? And then you would say he needs to get out of the race? Abigail, you have nothing to say? Abigail, what if he said it about your 3 children? Is that when you would say he should get out of the race, Abigail? You're running to be governor.
Would not look at Winsome Sears. It's insane. I mean, how hard is that? It's 30 after the hour, almost 31 past on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, Matt Murphy and the Matt Murphy Radio Show. We'll get to Angela on the issue of Jay Jones, which is just awful. I mean, I don't understand how Democrats cannot plainly and clearly speak against this political candidate in Virginia. It's just ridiculous. But we're going to put that on the back burner for a moment, because a good friend of the show, Jody Barrett, has called in. Jody represents areas right adjacent to the Hickman County area. I think Jody was telling me earlier that Jay Reedy is the actual representative in that area, but he knows a lot of these folks that have been impacted about this horrific explosion, and he was gracious enough to call us up. He has visited the scene of the explosion, and Representative Jody Barrett joins us on the Murphy Show hotline. Jody, how you doing?
Matt, I'm good. Tough afternoon. No doubt.
My goodness gracious. Just tell us I mean, I just tell us what you can. I mean, I understand that there's still a lot of information that we can't get into. I know that families are being notified. Just give us a sense of what this was like on the scene.
So I have been able to meet with and talk to the families that are there. They were in the process of going through and meeting with first responders that were informing them kind of what was going on. So you can imagine how emotional that was. I know at least 3 of the families personally that were impacted and were here present on the scene. You mentioned that this is in Humphreys County, which is Jay Reedy's district, but it's stone's throw from Hickman County line. Both the Hickman County and the Humphreys County Sheriff are running point on all of this. But there are families from at least probably 5 counties that are impacted as folks travel in to this area to work here. So,
how big of a facility was it? Do you know?
I don't know the square footage of this particular building, but it's one of several buildings on the property. It's about a 1,600 acre property. And so they're kind of spread out in different buildings around the property.
And, from the footage that we've seen online, I don't think that you can get a sense of it just based on a couple of the texts that you offered me. But can you verbalize what it looks like on the scene, Jody? I mean, it looks like it's just complete devastation. It looks like there was never a building there.
I really don't want to get into it on the air. It's not a good scene.
What can we do to help? I mean, that's what I'm getting. And you know how Tennessee folks are, and I'm getting a lot of people who have been listening to us this afternoon as we've gotten discussions about it. And I know that it's early. I know that we need to notify families. I know that there are going to be needs along those lines. But anything that you can offer in terms of what we can do as a station or what we can do as a community?
Yeah, I think at this point it's stay tuned and watch out for further reports from the officials on the scene. This is obviously involving federal and state level folks, ATF, TBI, Tennessee Emergency Management. Multiple counties have come in on board. Williamson County Emergency Management has provided a command center. Montgomery County has sent down portable bathrooms for everyone. Everybody's kind of pulling together to help out right now. The families are going to be relocated to a kind of a staging area at one of the local churches, so that they have a space nearby to stay. And as this situation develops, I think the last I heard is I believe that they are going to suspend any type of investigation operations overnight and resume first thing in the morning at first light. So, we'll know more over the course of the weekend. But watch out for press conferences and news updates from Sheriff Davis and Sheriff Kraft, and they will, I'm sure, inform you and the public as to what opportunities there will be to help out these families and provide whatever type of assistance they're going to need, and they're going to need a lot of it.
Well, no question. We will get that out as soon as we get that information, because obviously we want to be there for those families. We believe that it's 19. The number's 19. We don't know for certain, and obviously we'll look out for that additional information. Jody, thank you for being the guy you are. I know that you were compelled to get out there to try to offer some level of comfort, and now we find out that you knew some of the family members and some of the families of folks who have been impacted by this. So we're thinking about you, we're thinking about your family, and we're thinking about everyone in and around Hickman and Humphreys County.
Well, thank you so much. And I just, encourage listeners to send up some prayers this evening for these families, because they're dealing with a lot right now, and a loss that is really indescribable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, brother. All right. Well, have the best weekend you can, and we'll talk to you again very soon, brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right. There's Jody Barrett. I mean, it's it breaks your heart because that community is, it's rural, but my goodness gracious, they know each other out there. They're family out there, and to find out that Jody knew some of the folks that went out there, and look, we never know. You never know when your card is up, right? And every day is an absolute blessing. Every day is an opportunity. Every day is a blessing. Every day is a gift. And I don't mean to be too somber during the final moments of the show on a Friday. We want to enjoy the weekend, enjoy some football and all that. But you just think about, those families. You think about dads leaving home and going to another day of work and saying that he loves his wife, or telling the kids that he'll see them tonight, or heck, fussing about what they're going to do that weekend, or whatever it might be. And suddenly they're gone. They're just gone. God called them home for reasons that we just do not get to understand. Angela is next. Angela, thank you for your call. Thank you for your patience. How are you?
Good. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
My comment is for Jay Jones. I feel he should be arrested for terroristic threats. That is truly my opinion. And also, my question was, why didn't Todd Gilbert press charges or file a report against him for terroristic threats? I don't understand that.
Well, it's my understanding that this was a private conversation, right? So it was a private. So just I'm working through it, and I'm not justifying the commentary at all. I mean, what's in this man's heart? What's in this man's heart? What's in his mind is an automatic disqualifier for me. And every person should be denouncing the guy and saying he does not have the temperament for political office. That said, this was apparently a private text exchange between two people. So I don't know that Todd Gilbert would have known to file any sort of charges against him. And I think in order for something to be considered a terroristic threat, it has to be made in a format that is not a private conversation. Does that make sense?
It does, but it's no longer private now.
Well, that's true. I mean, I know I get that, but, if I were Jay Jones, once again, not justifying his actions, I would say, well, that was a moment of a private conversation between me and one other person. I would never have said that publicly, is what Jay Jones will say.
But he was thinking it. I mean,
that's right. Well, we don't get arrested we don't get arrested for things that we think, Angela.
I know. I get that. But with it being public, you're saying he couldn't be arrested for
what I'm saying, what I would say is this, that we don't arrest people for things that they think. We don't arrest people for things that they say in the privacy of their own home. We don't arrest people for things that they write in their diaries. We do make political judgments about whether or not they have the disposition or temperament to be an attorney general of a state. Right. And me, and I get where you're coming from, Angela, but for me, it's more of a political matter than it is a criminal matter.
Yeah. Okay.
But it would have changed, and thank you for the call. It would change considerably had he made those comments publicly. I think that is an absolute game changer. Well, and Turd on the YouTube chat says you get arrested for threats. You get arrested for public threats. And he did not say this publicly. Don't put me in a position of defending him. What I'm saying is I don't believe that we need a criminal justice system that are going after people for things that they say in the privacy of their own home. If I say something in a moment of pique and, Jackson's over at my house and we're watching Georgia, Tennessee in the SEC championship game. And for some unknown reason, I've invited Jackson over to my house. And, we're sitting there, and what's his name? Joey Aguilar. There you go.
Yes.
Joey Aguilar throws to, what's that other fellow's name?
Chris Brazzle Dazzle.
It throws another one of those 80-yard bombs to Brazzle. And I'm like, man, I just want to kill that Aguilar. I want to just kill him and skin him alive. And Jackson goes, ooh. And Jackson calls up the cops and says, well, Matt Murphy threatened to kill Joey Aguilar. Well, I mean, are we going to arrest me for that?
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that. Y'all, you get my meaning. This is a political matter, but it should be a political no-brainer. He should be resigning. He should leave his candidacy in disgrace. In disgrace. And he should be shamed by the public. He should be shamed by Republicans and Democrats alike and all other independents. But the Democrats are standing by him. That is the bigger political story to me. And, Turd, you are presuming a lot when you presume that. Don't fall prey to the thought police, guys. That's what Democrats want to do. They want to police your thoughts. They want to tell you what you're allowed to think and what you're allowed to not think. We charge people with we charge people with crimes against the law for things they do, and speech is an action. I don't think this is a criminal matter. I just don't. But it is most certainly a matter that needs to be handled by the voters of the state of Virginia. It is 51 after the hour. Speaking of matters to be handled, we have some movies to give one another, as it is time for Matt and Jackson Movie Mayhem. That is coming up next on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my favorite time of the week. It is time for Matt and Jackson Movie Mayhem. All right, so this is the way we're doing all of this. Matt Murphy, Jackson Williams. I don't have really good judgment when it comes to people, and so I like Jackson a lot, and I want to further his cultural experience on planet Earth. I want to help him experience the types of things that I did when I was a young lad of his age. In turn, Jackson, you want to help this old-timer experience some of the things that the kids are doing these days,
so
right?
Many of the movies I like are from the 90s.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, I get that. When I was in college and you were not born.
Yeah, what am I getting? Charlie Chaplin from something you said when you were a young lad?
Maybe. You know what? You might get some Charlie Chaplin at some point in our experience, and you don't knock it till you try it there, pal. I'm going to, you better watch it, because I'm going to start throwing some black and whites your way.
Please don't.
And I feel like you would hate that.
Oh, yeah. More than anything.
Well, you might hate this one, too. So where are we going? What are we going to do? So
It's almost Halloween.
Yeah, so you and Jackson and I, just in the interest of full disclosure, we talked a little earlier, and I said, I think I'm going maybe, I'm going to theme this for the rest of the month, and we kind of push toward more of a Halloween type deal, a scary movie type deal, a horror movie type deal. And with that in mind, I have made a selection for you. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Have you seen the Oscar award-winning Silence of the Lambs?
I have not. So that is my movie?
It won Best Picture. It won Best Director. It won Best Actor. It won Best Actress. It is a classic. It is a great film. Hannibal Lecter, Clarice Starling. Yes, that's your movie. Silence of the Lambs.
All right, since we're going Halloween theme, have you seen, I love the Scream movies. They're my favorite Halloween movies. They're a little bit of a guilty pleasure. Have you seen the third Scream movie, my personal favorite?
The only one that I've seen, I can't even remember it, but I think I saw the first one. I have not seen the third one. I know that.
That is your movie, Scream 3.
All right. Silence of the Lambs for you. I give you another classic. You give me some trash. That's
good.
Cool.
It's a good movie.
All right. Well, there you go.
Toy Story 4 was good.
Yeah, it was. It was. Secret Lives of Pets was good, too. Y'all have a great weekend, folks. Jackson, I hope you have a good weekend. I hope your team wins. I hope all your teams win, unless your team is the Auburn Tigers, in which case, we'll see you on Monday. Until then, so long, everybody.
Go Vols. War Eagle.